It is getting more challenging every single day to stop seeing power of sale listings that are out there. I was out with a client the other day and we were talking about how his brother bought a home for 1.5. It's now worth 1.1, and he's kind of in denial about how the market has shifted so quickly, so fast. And he was told when he bought that property that, guess what? It's probably going to be worth $2 million in the future. Now, this is a real estate agent giving somebody advice on a manufactured mindset, I assume, telling him to buy now because you're never going to get a house again. And we know that that's not the case. In any type of sales, there's always that, I got to get it before it runs out mindset. And there's tons of houses that are still out there available in today's market. There's always homes that are being built. Now, that being said, there's a lot less detached homes that have been built over the last 7 or 8 years. Since about 2018, we saw a lot of developers change their focus to vertical living, going condo, going stacked townhouse, going as many units as they can fit on that piece of land. So less detached homes are being built. That is correct. But if you're going to go and tell somebody that their home in just 2 years' time is going to be worth another $500,000, you are drinking the Kool-Aid as much as the next person. And the media runs this. The agents out there are going to be creating some kind of narrative, and then it gets out of hand. Now you're seeing people who are losing their shirts, they're losing their homes. And in today's video, we've got 3 power of sales we're going to look at, and one of them is absolutely unbelievable. I have a property that I'm going to show you guys, and I'm going to save it till the end. Of course, this property has been a power of sale 3 times. Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's been an older property, power of sale. It's been torn down. It's been power of sale twice in the last 5 years. So we're going to save that one for the end. I hope you stick around and watch that. We are going to start off today and show you a property that's located in Brampton at 10 Maryale Court. This is a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom home. It's massive. It's over 5,000 square feet. As you can see here, it's listed right now under power of sale for $3,299,000. That price in itself is a big ticket to spend for any home. That being said, you are going to notice here, it is a home trust power of sale. Taxes on this property alone are almost $20,000. So you're talking about a third of the average income for a typical person is going to be just taxes alone. If you want to see some wild numbers here, we can always just scroll down. And what we'll do is we'll show you what that monthly payment might potentially look like for you. Maybe you're going to put down 20%. A big 20% down payment on this is $660,000. And you're going to find yourself at a, we'll just put a 5% interest rate here for our sake. It wants it to be a 5.0. That's fine. No big deal. You're only going to find yourself at about $18,000 a month on your payments. So just unbelievable that somebody would want to take that much on for themselves. But what I want to do is show you the history of this property a little bit here, because that's always important for us as we're looking through what's gone on. So this property was actually sold back in 2023 for $5 million. We are now on the market 3 years later here, not even 3 full years. It was in May of 2023 that it sold for $3.2 million. Now, I'm going to show you the property because it is expansive, but there's a lot going on inside the property. And needless to say, it's not my style. But you can see we're boarded up here. We've got some plywood over the windows, plywood over the doors, and this is a power of sale. You can see just the neighboring houses. So you're in a nice area. You've got the gate, which makes you feel a little bit more, I don't know, powerful, like you're from some TV show living with a gate in front of your home. Not quite something that I'd be looking for, but you know, it is what it is. It's for whoever's interested in it. Big pieces of property. All your neighbors have beautiful homes surrounding you. And you do even have a tennis court in the back here, which is kind of cool. If you are big into tennis, I guess you got to have people over and play tennis with you. But you can see here, tennis court. You do have a pool here that's covered. And then you have, you know, that circular driveway. It reminds me of, you know, a circular driveway. I always think back to Home Alone. I don't know about you guys, but these are the photos of what it looked like pre-winter. And property is amazing. There's no question about it. It's a nice piece of property. As you get inside here, you're going to notice it's dated, and the style It's not for me. It may not be for you either, but that's not why we're showing you this. You've got a nice open staircase. If you got kids, nightmares right here for me, but nice, bright. You've got some hardwood flooring, but there's a lot of accent here and a lot of detail that for me, it's not going to do it. You got a lot of this molding, a lot of the ceiling work here. It's very, very old, and it's a big, expensive house. It's 5,000 square feet. We'll breeze through the pictures here. This kitchen, I mean, it's nice, but I think a lot of people might want to redo it because this is just, it's pretty gaudy to me. Let me know in the comment section down below. Are you guys with this style, or is this just a little bit too much silver accents here for you? I know for me, it's not doing it. The oven is super cool, nice older style oven. Got a lot of nice trim work, solid framing, and like, you're not going to see that kind of quality anymore. I understand, but it definitely takes you back to an older period of time. Having the floor with the design in it is very nice, but once again, we're getting a lot of this silver accent and a lot of this design. What year's it from? I couldn't tell you what year that's brought in from here, but nice skylight that's there as well. Once again, there's tons of this trim and molding. It is literally everywhere in this whole home. It's a nice entrance. There's no question here. It's nice, it's bright, it's very expansive here, but it's a bit much. I mean, most people don't need this much house anyways. There's a lot of wasted space. Like, this is a bedroom size, but it's actually just a bathroom. Basement, which looks like you could be hosting events out of here. We'll take you to the backyard, and there's a couple summer pictures just to give you some idea of what it looked like here. So you'd have a nice pool in the back, and that's kind of what we're looking at. So something like this right now is on the market for 3.2. It's fresh. It's fresh on the market. It's only been on there for 2 days. Will it sell? Who knows? We don't know at the end of the day what's going on with these, but this is a power of sale that I thought was important for us to take a look at, just so you can see in the last couple of years how much things have changed, right? We have come from $5 million down to 3.2, and you know what? A lot of people at 3.2 are probably against, like, it's not quite for me either. So the second one I do want to show you is, we got to bring it down to reality a little bit before I head to that 3 power of sale unit. And this is a townhouse in Ajax. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath, 1,500 to 2,000 square feet. This is $720,000 is what we're listed at here. And we have been on the market 16 days. So just over 2 weeks that it's been on the market here. You're going to notice once again, yes, Sagewise Investment Corporation under power of sale. What's the details here? We all know what we want to see. We want to see what they bought it for and what the situation is. So this one was sold in 2020 for $750,000. And of course, it went on the market, 2023. So it was 3 years later that it actually came back onto the market. It didn't last super long, and then you tried to chase the market here. It looks like with the bidding war didn't pan out. Let's boost the price 100 grand, and then what's going to happen is you're going to find yourself just chasing your tail, right? So now you're down to 720 grand. You're $20,000 less, or $30,000 less than what you actually bought it for, plus all your fees, plus your land transfer tax is a loss, and obviously in this case the bank is taking control of the sale. So let's take a look at what we are seeing here for $720,000, and your taxes in that Ajax area are $5,000 a month. And keep in mind, taxes, they always go up. They don't go back down. Here is your unit here. It is that middle unit. These are the type of townhouse that doesn't have a backyard per se. They do have a little balcony in the front. At least you got a garage, at least you got the driveway, so you got 2 parking spots here as well. I don't know how I feel about the neighbor's taste in color, but neither here nor there, nice and bright. And that's it. They're not giving us a ton of pictures because it is under power of sale, and this property is actually currently tenanted as well. So these are pre-tenant being in their pictures. We don't know what it looks like currently, and I don't know if I want to get involved in, 1, a power of sale, 2, a tenanted power of sale. It's just double duty here. It's 2 things that I'm not a super big fan of trying to get in today's market. So you're noticing here, you're going south of 2020 prices in a lot of properties now. So this is going to bring us down to probably a 2019 price or less once we see the final sale price. But before I leave you guys, I gotta give you the real reason why we're here. We're here for this one. This is 1409 Tanley Drive in Oakville. And yeah, this is not a current picture, obviously. This was back when the first power of sale actually occurred for $339,000. Now, bring you back to 2010. This property was then bought, sold. This was a power of sale. So then we look at back right now, we got 2023, another power of sale. So Right on Q Inc. You may or may not have heard of these guys. For me, this is one of the first times I'm seeing Right on Q Inc. as the seller. So that is a mortgage company that this was another power of sale that took place in 2023. We have a 2010 power sale for 300 and change. Obviously it's a tear down, it's rebuilt up, and then we find ourselves back in 2023, 13 years later, with another power of sale for $3,075,000. Now, fast forward, we find ourselves here in 2026, 21 days on the market with a third power sale in the last 16 years or 15 years for 2.399. So we know this just sold by looking at the recent history. This actually did sell in 2023 for $3,075,000. 2025, it came on the market for 2.7, then 2.5. Now we're finding ourselves here since mid-January at 2.399, call it 2.4, sitting. Still not moving just yet. And this is, of course, a Capital Loan Corp, Greenpath Capital, and Grassroots Capital. The third power of sale in 16 years. Now let's take a look at the home and see what all the fuss is about, and literal fuss, because people can't seem to live in this home for a prolonged period of time. So here we are. First thing I notice is not the home. It's the neighboring homes, right? So you're standing out like a sore thumb, which may or may not be interesting to people in the neighborhood, especially if you're the only one on that street. But we'd have to look at Google, see what the maps show us to really verify that. This is your entrance. Nice, open, bright, hardwood flooring, nice trim, nice and open, but segmented as well. I'm not a huge fan of just open and you see the whole house. I do like some division. This is a nicely done staircase. Personally, I like the white and then the accents to be done with the materials in the home. So the furniture as well as the countertops and the appliances. I like that. We're looking at a nice white, bright kitchen, lots of cabinetry. I like the range hood. It looks like a nice bar top for 3 at least, open to the family or living space here. I'm a big fan of cooking and then being able to see your living space. So you can see your family, you can see your TV, whatever else is going on. You don't feel like you're in a separate room altogether. You've got your designated dining space, nice high ceilings overlooking from the balcony or the banister above from the second level. Little plain, of course, because it is just a staged property at the moment. No pictures or anything like that. Nice ensuite, separate shower and toilet from the actual sinks themselves. I do like that. If somebody wants to get ready while the other person is washing up. Walk-in closet here, secondary bedrooms, secondary shower. These faucets are interesting. I haven't seen faucets like that recently. You know, it's okay. And they could have done with a bed sheet or something here for staging. Upper bathroom, shared bathroom. This is cool how they use the slant on the ceiling and the roof to kind of incorporate that into the shower as well, as long as they don't make the shower too low for anybody who is taller. You don't want to make it a shape that looks cool but isn't super functional. And then when we're talking basement rather, fully unfinished basement here, you've just got some stuff going on, right? Some workout stuff, a pool table. This is your backyard. I'm a huge fan of having a covered section in your backyard, not only to protect you and your furniture and everything in the wintertime if you wanted to leave it out, obviously covered still, but even if you're in the summer, you want to feel like you're outdoors but not fully get just hammered by the sun. If you're like me, you just turn fully burnt, you don't actually tan. And then here's your backyard here. These 2 trees are a really big pain in the ass. I don't know if I like them, like, well, 3 technically, right in the middle of your yard there, but it's not going to be something that's super easy to get rid of. So that's what we're looking at here. This one here, 2.39, was about $1 million more not that long ago, and this is the third time it's been a power of sale on the market in the last 16 years. So for me, that's extremely interesting. I do not look at things often and see multiple power of sales over and over and over. This house might be just cursed, it might be jinxed, I don't know what's going on with it, but let's see if the new owner can live there for more than a few years without going through some unfortunate financial struggles. Once again, if you don't understand the power of sale dynamic and how it works, you are dealing with the bank and they are not necessarily going to give you the best deal. In some cases, they are going to be more challenging to deal with because your response time is a lot longer than it is a seller. Seller you might talk to in 24 hours. A bank, it might take days for you to even get a response on your offer. But you need to understand how that actually works. And if you want to understand more about power sale videos, just watch this one here. And I'm going to see you in the next one. Bye for now.